Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight in our news. Death toll in that Abaco sloop crash could be as high as 65. Meanwhile, the National Security Minister calling for tougher penalty for sloop captains. Plus, 3 women charged with defrauding a church.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Higgs. Topping news tonight, the death toll in that Abaco sloop crash could be as high as 65. That's according to NEMA Director Captain Stephen Russell, who says the figures are based on information obtained from the tragedy's 18 survivors.
In the absence of somebody coming forward to say they're the captain or the mate of the vessel, okay, we have to go on the estimated numbers that are coming from the survivors.
With 30 bodies recovered and 18 survivors, NEMA estimates that up to 90 people were on that vessel that departed Haiti a week ago before it ran aground in the Abacos.
From the reports that we got from the police, who would have interviewed the survivors, and likewise from a representative from the Haitian embassy here in Nassau, with their interview with the survivors, they're saying at least 83 to at least 90 persons were on the vessel.
Russell acknowledges that NEMA's figure is not concrete, but it may be the closest number they can come to. First responders in Abaco told the Nassau Guardian that survivors were pegging the number of people on board the vessel when it left Haiti at 45. Russell says they're certain now that the figure far exceeds that total.
We have since passed the 45 mark, okay, with the 30 bodies and the 18 survivors. Okay, so if the figures are correct that left Haiti at 80 plus, there's still some 35 persons still unaccounted for.
On Saturday, charter sailors alerted officials in Abaco to 2 bodies they found floating in waters near Man-O-War Key. One of the first teams to respond was the volunteer crew from Hopetown Fire and Rescue. Defense Force officials, as well as the United States Coast Guard, also took part in the recovery effort. On Monday, officials pegged the death toll at least 27. That increased to 29 on Tuesday when police found 2 more bodies between Scotland Key and Man-O-War Key. Another body was discovered on Wednesday, prompting Russell to make this appeal.
I made a request of our Commander Defense Force to allow one of his vessels to continue patrol among the keys and the Abacos, just in the event any others are discovered. We shipped from our warehouse several dozen body bags that in the event that bodies or parts thereof are discovered, they can be preserved as best they can for further investigation.
Russell says the Abaco Island Administrator is NEMA's representative on the island. He praised the response of the various officials involved in the search and rescue effort.
It's a local disaster to the community of Abaco. Abaco is a great boating community, and persons hearing of it, or persons in distress, they converge to the site and they rescue as much as they can in a timely manner, and we commend them for that.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Marvin Dame says he believes it's time boat captains be held accountable for their roles in the treacherous journeys. Dames labeled human smuggling a terrible crime that is perpetrated by greedy individuals more concerned about money than human lives. Jasmine Brown reports.
Dame says the way he sees it, those boat captains need to be held accountable for the role they play in smuggling illegal immigrants.
Smuggling and trafficking in humans beings it's grotesque, it's terrible, these are just greedy individuals who care nothing more than to put a few more dollars in their pockets.
Dame's comments come as search and recovery efforts continue in Abaco waters. The Haitian sloop ran aground on Saturday in waters off Man-O-War Key. Police have said there are 18 survivors. A National Emergency Management Agency statement said 83 Haitians, 76 men and 7 women were on board the sloop.
So you see what happened. They don't care. They put people's lives at risk, and they ought to get whatever the law has to give to them. I mean, this is sad.
The most recent grim find occurred just yesterday when authorities found yet another body believed to be from that doomed sloop. Immigration officials said the body was discovered around 1:30 p.m. after it washed ashore near the cemetery on Man-O-War Key. The find brought the official death toll to 30. Immigration Director Clarence Russell said in a statement that the body was taken to the morgue at the Marsh Harbor Health Care Center and given the name John Doe number 26. Officials on the island said they were running out of body bags and requested more from the capital. Dames has confirmed that the recovered bodies will be handed over to the Haitian embassy for burial.
Ensuring that we handle this situation as a government with dignity and respect for the government and the people of the Republic of Haiti and those who would have died during this tragic incident.
Dames commended the response of the community in Abaco, saying their efforts were a clear demonstration of how Bahamians respond in time of crisis. Reporting for our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
As preparations get underway to bury those victims, a well-known community activist says he thinks Sunday may be too soon for funerals to be held. Giorgio Bain has that angle.
Haitian activist Louis Georges says he agrees with the Minister of National Security that these boat captains smuggling illegal migrants into the country need to be persecuted to the highest extent. Community activist Louis Georges, who often speaks out on the rights of Haitian nationals, said he couldn't agree more with the Minister of National Security, Marvin Dames, who suggested that tougher penalties be given to boat captains bringing illegal migrants into the country.
Oh, I'm 100% behind that. And I do not consider these people boat captains anymore. I don't call them boat captains. In my opinion, they're human traffickers. And when they're found, if they're found, they should be treated as such. I mean, the full brunt of the law should come down on them, because those individuals, they go to these poor individuals and poor people in Haiti. They lie to them. They make them think and feel as if they can come to the Bahamas. They're going to find employment. They're going to find housing. Things are going to be it may be the land of milk and honey, but there are processes. There's a legal way. There's a right way to do things. And they tell these people, guess what? You don't have to worry about doing it the right way. Just come with us. Give us your money. Give us your land. Give us your farm. Give us whatever you have that is valuable. We can get you there. And once you get there, you're going to be straight, which is a lie.
Georges said boat captains paint a picture of milk and honey, but only scam poor victims out of hundreds of dollars and their possessions.
You take these people on false pretenses, have them board your rinky-dink sloops, these makeshift vessels, and then they lose their lives. Had you not lied to them, had you not taken their money from them, this wouldn't have happened. And so we need to find them, and we need to prosecute them.
A funeral will be held for the victims on Sunday, but Georges feels that may be too soon.
Personally, I do think it is a little bit too soon. I had a friend of mine at Duran reached out and made some suggestions that I think made a little bit more sense. It may have cost a little bit more money, a little more finances, but we think that it may have made a little more sense for those that can be identified, that may have not been in the worst states facially wise, to have been flown to Haiti.
Reporting for our News, I'm Giorgio Bain.
The Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes Unit brought 3 women before the magistrate's court to answer several stealing charges. It is alleged that the trio defrauded a church. Jillian Gray reports.
21-year-old Shanta Adderley in the gray jacket and yellow striped shirt, 28-year-old Shandira Knowles in the gray jacket, and 28-year-old Nakia Sands in the black sweater were charged together on 5 counts of fraud. The trio appeared before Magistrate Samuel McKinney, charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit fraud, 1 count of fraud by false pretense, 1 count of possession of a forged document, 1 count of uttering a forged document, and 1 count of acquisition of the proceeds of criminal conduct. It is alleged that on December 21, 2018, the trio, being concerned together, had in their possession a $7,000 RBC check drawn on the account of Message of Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. It is further alleged that they obtained $7,000 at the Bank of the Bahamas. Now, all 3 females pleaded not guilty to the charges and were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until April 8th. Meantime, Sands in the black sweater had to answer to 4 other fraud-related charges. She was further charged with conspiracy to commit fraud by false pretense, possession of a forged document, and acquisition of the proceeds of criminal conduct. It is alleged that between October 31st and November 1st, 2018, Sands had in her possession an RBC check, and obtained $6,000 from the Bank of the Bahamas Carmichael Road branch. The check was drawn on the account of Message of Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. Sands pleaded not guilty to the charges and will return to court on April 8th. Reporting for our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Joe Bradley Ferguson was brought before the magistrate's court on 24 counts of fraud. The 55-year-old was charged with 6 counts of falsification of accounts, 6 counts of stealing by reason of employment, 6 counts of possession of a forged document, and 6 counts of uttering a forged document. It is alleged that in his role as an insurance agent, Ferguson falsified the accounts of Atlantic Medical by omitting to enter premium payments to the accounts of Maria Castracini, Gladys Paul, Ronaldo Burrows, Judith Thompson, Keith Burbridge, and Tanika Gray Burbridge. It is also alleged that between January 3rd and May 28, 2018, he stole cash totaling $3,223.14 from the aforementioned accounts. Ferguson pleaded guilty to falsification of accounts in the case of Maria Castracini and not guilty to all other charges. He will return to court on March 25th, 2019. Still to come on our news, why the opposition leader says the Public Accounts Committee is powerless. Plus, a look at ongoing upgrades in the Customs Department. Stay tuned.